sixth graders. It is Thursday, 4/16/20. We're going to start the Astounding Aztecs today in our Ancient Civilization study. You guys are super. I know you're doing your best. Today we begin to learn about these Aztecs. Hope you are all doing well and that you are enjoying this time as much as possible and having a wonderful day. So all the best for Mrs. Reed. I think about you guys often. First thing, we, of course, have a new wonderful song to listen to. A little catchy. It's going to be a little different, but make sure you're listening for the information. This is the city of Tenochtitlan, the capital. Was on an island.
There was a civilization long ago, way down in Mexico on Lake Texcoco. Their island capital was Tenochtitlan, where Mexico City currently stands. In the 1400s, their rule began. Fierce men called warriors dominated the land. Drawn symbols helped archaeologists learn what their life was like during their term. That was the ancient Aztec nation, once big North American civilization. Learn how they lived, what the culture could give. We can see a piece of history. The rain came to a close, like everybody knows. They were powerful and very hostile, but defeated in a very short while. That was the end of the Aztec nation. No more Aztec civilization. They had palaces and temples built for sacrifice. They could capture slaves that weren't real nice. Plus, the cities nearby didn't like them at all. Those enemies they made helped cause their final fall. But over 100 years did their big empire last, thanks to a strange coalition that Blue Valley passed. 1519, Spanish conquistadors arrived, and soon thereafter the Aztec Empire didn't survive.
So as you listen to this video, the first picture was their capital city, Tenochtitlan, which was in a lake, Lake Texcoco. Tenochtitlan is where, when the Spanish conquered them, they knocked down the Aztec temples and they built Mexico City. If you were to visit Mexico City today, the big stones at the bottom of some of the cathedrals and the government buildings and right downtown Mexico City, you can still see they just used the stones they built right on top of the Aztec temples. The Aztec are some of the fiercest warriors. Their civilization is known for more of the gruesome sacrifices. But again, the sacrifice was part of what they thought they had to do. They didn't want to do, but they had to do in order to please the gods. They didn't have science. So it also teaches us how important science is to explain the world, and that instead of some of these beliefs that they had in their religion, because they didn't understand how science worked. So they used religion to think that that was affected the rain and the harvest, and they felt they had to do those things at that time. They didn't know any better at that time. So make sure you listen to the whole song. The Aztec Empire, it's a bunch of different tribes that unite together, and you'll learn more as you listen to a video later about the Aztecs. But listen to the information in the song. It gives you lots of good introduction. So you're just getting to know the Aztec today, and then we'll explore some websites also. They weren't around very long. Take some time. You can either pause the video or have the slides open in a different tab. Make sure today, please, that you copy this note chart. And then if you can, send me a picture, please. You can also, if you can put it in a Google Doc and share with me if you want to take a picture and put it in a Google Doc. But I would like to see it handwritten because you do learn better when we handwrite out our notes. And I really believe that, and research has shown, and I want you to really remember this. You will get these ancient civilizations, the Mayan, the Aztec, and the Inca again, either as freshman or sophomore in your world history. I think it's freshman. Both of my children had that again in high school, and I know Mrs. Dennis, she's freshman history. You will get these again, and they're part that you learn. So the more you learn this time through sixth grade, the easier it will make that time when you learn them again and you go a little deeper into their civilization and the history of that time period. Here is the Teotihuacan, which is right outside of Mexico City, and it's an Aztec temple to the sun, Temple of the Sun. And there's a 3D view if you go to Teotihuacan, and you can view that in Google Maps if you want to explore some of the Mayan ruins. And when you're looking at Mexico City, you could look downtown and see those Aztec stones at the bottom of the temple also. There's not very much. Lake Texcoco has kind of dried up and Mexico City has expanded out, but it is mushy and soft. They have to worry about, they don't have a lot of skyscrapers in Mexico City because they're worried about them sinking because it was all swampland around the lake. And even though it dried up, it's still not real strong because there was a lake there. Please use the link right here, the screencast-o-matic video. And it's a video from BrainPop. And it's a good explanation, a good introduction to the Aztec civilization. You may want to write a few things down as notes. You are going to have an Aztec check-in as an assignment today. It's just 5 questions, but you might want to take some notes as you watch that video, and it'll help you answer those questions. Remember, with the online, with the check-ins, you can have 2 chances, so you can do it once and then do it again, but only 2 chances. So make sure you're using your notes or you're going back to your resources to answer them correctly. This is a website, so you're going to click on this link on the slides, and you're going to explore. When you're on the DK Find Out, you use this for the Maya too. It talks about the different civilizations, and you'll see the tabs down below. Whoops, sorry, it wasn't supposed to go forward. But you can click on like Tenochtitlan, and you'll see some links, and it'll take you to other websites. This is reading here, and you can scroll down to read more about the Aztecs. So look at these different places and the different links where you can click. You can click on this, and a paragraph will come up in a white box. The Aztec calendar, end of the Aztec Empire is when the Spanish come. So the Aztecs were just uniting around in the 1300s. And the Spanish are going to come in the early 1500s, right about the age of exploration that we learned about earlier. So there were only about 100, 150 years that they really had their big city, Tenochtitlan, and their big empire. They were just getting going. And at the time when the Spanish arrived, the leader is Montezuma II, and he makes some mistakes. So we're going to talk about that. There's a really unique story with the Aztec that I'll share with you next week as we talk more about the conquest when the Spanish come. So begin to learn about daily life, the Aztec markets, the ball games, how they hunted, what they would have wore, how they trained their warriors. So explore that website, listen to the videos, and then when you finish on the slides, this link is the check-in, or it's also on the agenda, the weekly agenda, so you can click on it either place. Make sure that you complete the weekly check-in for the Aztec and Maya today. It's actually, I think this is just all about the Aztec. All right, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm thinking of you. Email if you have any questions. Remember, you can email me anytime.